graced you guys with my MC skills all weekend long with a few other people. We are so excited to finally have our meetup. It's been canceled the last 2 years. Woot woot, we're finally here. A lot of new faces, a lot of returning faces. We're super excited. So tonight what we have planned is we're going to have an adult 21 and older panel of people that have DYRK1A, adults with DYRK1A. We have a few questions that we're going to ask them, and then just get to know them, just hear from them, just kind of get to know some of the older people that are within our group. So I want to start by introducing our DYRK1A board. So our president and founder, Amy Cluxton, our treasurer, Priscilla Guzman, and then myself, I'm the secretary and also a board member, Adrienne Amadaka. Ashley Allen, she's from North Carolina. Oh, did I say that? Amy's from Michigan, Priscilla's from Texas, I'm from Colorado, North Carolina. And then we have Anna Downey. I think she's outside doing registration booth, so we'll give her a hand clap when she comes back in. And then Jonna Graves Rogers, she's from Ohio. Sam, you're not going to get out of it. So, and then we also want to give another really big hand clap to our planning committee who helped plan this. There's a lot of names, so if we could stand up, that way I can see you and then I can address all of you. Myself, Priscilla, Katie Wayne-Coop, Hudson, and then Christy Holbert. Where is she at? She's hiding somewhere. There she is. I knew it. She was trying to get out of it. And then we have Carol. She's outside. She's doing some of the check-ins along with Anna. And then if I missed you, I'm sorry because I don't see anybody else standing. But like I said, there's a lot of people that put in a lot of work to planning this for you guys, and hopefully you guys will have a lot of fun, make some really great connections. And so I'm going to introduce, we have three adults coming. Some of our people, they weren't able to come because they got stuck at the airport or they had things happen. So we have 3 people today. So we're going to introduce Braxton Webb. He's going to be a part of our panel. I'm going to stand here and say we also have Ms. Laura Cluxton along with her mother Amy. And then we have Jackson Holbert along with his mother Chrissy, and then Ms. Ryan. All right, we're so excited. Thank you guys for coming and volunteering to help us. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll just go ahead and ask a question. We asked a number of people that if they could ask a question, what would that be? And so I'll ask a question and then I'll just pass the microphone to you, Braxton, and then we'll go to Jackson and Lorna. And then if they either become shy or they're able to answer a question, then we'll go ahead and just let the parents help answer them. So our first question is going to be, tell us a little about yourself, and I'll let you take that, Braxton.
Hi everyone, my name is Braxton Webb. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Hi.
I'm one of the Spark autism participants. That's how I found out about DYRK1A. Never heard it before, so a little surprised when I got the results back. It was very welcoming, glad to be here. I have any questions?
Yeah, I think if you want to just hand it to Jackson, and then we'll just keep, we'll go through more questions and then.
My name is Jackson Holbert. I'm from Calhoun, Georgia. I'm 21. And I just graduated high school.
This is Lorna Cluxton, and she's from Michigan, and she is 25, and she just graduated from her young adult program.
Braxton, I think we've missed your age.
I am 37.
He's 37. Okay. So another question, a question that we have would be, what are goals that you have, or some future goals, that things that you would like to do, or that are on your mind, or radar, things you want to do in the future?
What are my future goals is I work in the autism community now for the last 7 years. I made 7 years June 2nd of this year. And one thing I would like to do is open up a special needs child daycare center because there are none. It's a need for it. So I'm in the process of doing that.
I'm going to summer camp and probably just have a good time.
She wants to do her arts and crafts and sell them at craft shows.
So one of the question was, do you have an animal companion, either a service dog or a pet that you have at home?
Yeah, I got a 11-year-old cat named Bandit. Had him since he was 5 weeks old. I could hold him in the palm of my hand.
I have a dog named George. And my dog George for more weeks with me at night time.
Delta and Kitties.
Those are easy names to remember. So tell us what things you're interested in, if you have any hobbies or things that you enjoy doing.
I love traveling and video games. Anything electronic.
What's your favorite video game?
Favorite video game? Resident Evil.
Not yet.
I like to hang out with my family. I like to watch YouTube videos.
She likes to color all the time. She likes to watch Peter Pan on YouTube all the time too.
That's a good one. I like that one. So what are some things that you like to do for fun?
I love going to theme parks, amusement parks, and carnivals.
Yeah. Do you like roller coasters?
I do.
I don't know. I go to church and I like to sing.
What's your favorite song to
What's
sing?
your favorite church song?
They're asking questions. Yeah.
Well, we will glorify the King of Kings.
Aww.
Go to Disney
Happy around Disney World.
and see Peter Pan at Disney World.
Excuse me, sorry. So, what is a challenge or something that you've been able to overcome that you're proud of?
One of them was driving. I didn't get my license until about 25, 26. So.
I don't know. I think they'll math, I think they'll reading, because I like to read books.
She graduated from high school and then graduated from her young adult program.
I need hand sanitizer for all these boogers I'm handing around. So this next question will be, will you tell us a little bit about your DYRK1A journey, when you were diagnosed and how you learned about it?
Okay, so like I said earlier, I was one of the Spark autism participants that gave a DNA sample. About a couple of years later, one of the geneticists had contacted me, said they found a genetic condition that I had no knowledge of. And it turned out to be DYRK1A. So did research, joined the Facebook group, learned a lot, met a lot of people there. So I'm still learning about it.
Yes.
Jack had a lot of medical problems when he was born, and he had a lot of testing done when he was younger, but they couldn't find out what the issue was. So he had all the genetic tests at the time, and then they said there was nothing else they could test for. So we went until he was like 16, and I took him to his cardiologist for his annual checkup, and he thought that he could have Marfan's, and he told us that they had a new genetic test for that. So he wanted to send him to get him tested. So we went down, got tested, and it came back to DYRK1A. So that's how we found out. Otherwise, we would have never known. He was diagnosed with autism when he was young. He was diagnosed with cerebral palsy, but once he got the DYRK1A diagnosis, they took that away. So, and then, of course, he has, all the other little things that our kids have as far as the microcephaly and the seizures and different things like that. But he's done very well.
Lorna had several things when she was born as well, and we were getting a lot of genetic testing from the time she was born until she was finally diagnosed with DYRK1A when she was 18. The final thing that diagnosed her was a program called the Undiagnosed Diseases Program at the NIH, where they were doing blood testing, and so we found out that through the DNA that she had a mutation in her DYRK1A gene. She was 18.
Great, thanks for sharing. So Braxton, you're new to the group, so you have something that's pretty interesting about your life is that you were in the military. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So right after high school, I joined the Marine Corps. Hoorah. Joined the Marine Corps out of high school. Went to boot camp in San Diego, California. Graduated 5 months later. Boot camp is 3. I didn't know how to swim at the time, so and their way of teaching how to swim is not fun. But I did eventually graduate a few months later. Prior to my original graduation date, I was in the reserve station up in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So motor transportation unit. Unfortunately, I only served a year due to I have severe scoliosis, so carrying all the heavy packs and stuff that aggravated, so I got a medical discharge.
One question was, what kind of community was, do you guys have jobs? And if so, what is it that you do? Or what would you like to do?
I do have a job. I've been an autism caretaker and respite provider for the last 7 years.
I like to be lazy.
Yep, she was going to create her cram crafts and sell them at craft shows.
Good. So I think this is all the questions that I have, but we'll go ahead and open it up to you guys, if you guys have any questions for them or things you're interested in knowing about any of them, or if there's anything that maybe we didn't hit today. So I think I got all my questions on my list. If there's anybody that has any questions, then we can ask that.
I do. Is there any programs in y'all's areas for adults? Like, I mean, I think it's fantastic that you're working, and that's incredible, but I don't think that that's gonna happen for my daughter. And I'm working with another mother. We're putting together a program that kind of mimics like the bee community in Bryan College Station, where they actually make things and market them. They have an online service. They do the craft shows. And do you guys have any programs in your areas like that? Because what I'm trying to do is we're trying to network with both those programs for ideas and how we can make something like that. Because there's nothing in our area other than glorified babysitting, you know.
Where's your area?
Houston, Texas. So we've been up to and I would tell everybody to Google the bee community, like a bumblebee, BEE community. This lady has the best program, and these kids all get a very nominal paycheck, but they celebrate it, like they have a paycheck party every other Thursday. They have their goal is to break even. They've got a storefront now, and I just feel like if we could all come together more as a group and network across the country, we could maybe bring opportunities to our kids, because it's not, she has no fun at these day hubs. It's like she's so stressed out by the time she gets home because they're not doing anything, you know. 22. So just, yes.
We have participated in what's called Rainbow Lake.
Okay, I need to write that down. I don't have all that.
I think you got a little more.
Yeah.
It's called Rainbow Omega, and they work with adults, and they put stuff together. It's a home though, but they have a day, a place where they go and they work with. They may be able to give you some information.
They've got one like that out in Haiti. It's called Brookwood for Katie, but it's like, $50,000 a year.
Just send him like a different
Yeah.
idea.
Yep, definitely. That's it for me.
Does anyone else have any questions? Oh, here's Anne.
We're from Birmingham, and there is a place, our son goes to school there. He's 25, and he goes to it's a private school. After, you pay, but it's not a whole lot. It's not overnight. It's not residential. It's a day school, and Monday through Friday from 8 to 6. And they have an ice cream shop where the kids work there, and it's open to the public. And they don't get paid, but they get paid in points. And then they accumulate the points and get in the treasure box, so to speak.
Right.
But this school is called Unless You, like university. And it's based on a Dr. Seuss expression, unless you do something about it, nobody else will, or who else will. And it has all sorts of academics. They've got a homeroom. But anyway, and then there's another place, a residential place in Kentucky called Stewart Home School. And it's, you can live there forever. And it's got academics and everything too. So we're looking at that for longer term, but not yet.
Right.
Yeah,
But putting a plan together.
yeah.
Because Catherine is 22, so all of a sudden it changes.
I'm Carol O'Neill, and my son will be 19 tomorrow. If you've been to any of the past ones, he's the one who's the break dancer on the floor. And Luke is his passions right now, because our kids all have a passion, and it would be lovely that they get to choose that to go into the future with. But unfortunately, our systems, wherever we are, don't always follow those paths. He loves storm chasing, and he loves to be a weatherman, and he loves wolves. And today, he was storm chasing with his dad. He's doing exactly what he wants to do. Unfortunately, it seems like it's on the parents and the families to try and help them follow their passion. And unfortunately, because everyone's individual, it seems like it's up to us to try and find something. And so you look at your communities, what they have, and unfortunately, there isn't things always. So it means we might end up starting something for them. And he'll be 19 tomorrow. And I just look at, everyone's story, and we're all in different places, some of them young, some of them older, and we always want the best, and we want them to be happy. And so it's just looking and always keeping open. And this is a wonderful group on the Facebook that if you have questions at any point, or issues or problems, or just need someone to, help you realize that you're not alone, this is a great place.
Yeah, so someone had told me a question that they had was, where do you see yourself in 5 years? As you look to the future, where would you like to see yourself in 5 years? Or a year?
In 5 years, I hope to have that special need daycare up and running, because it's a great need for it. Just the same as the day program need, it's a need for that as well, because the state is not helping.
You're right.
Being in the industry for 7 years, I had some pretty angry moments from not getting help from my clients. So it's a great need for it. So hopefully I can change that.
Right on.
We're hoping to get him in a day program, so he'll have something that keeps him entertained and engaged during the day. He's on the waiting list, and we should hopefully find out soon about that. And then he has some cows he might try to take care of, and take care of his dog, Church, right? Yeah, So he'll be with us in 5 years, I'm sure. But we'll see.
In our area, we don't have any day program, so Lorna will be working on her crafts in our office and hopefully working toward getting more people to work with her throughout the day. And the challenge for her is getting the right people. And so we can try to, we're going to be starting with someone new here in the next month and hopefully work her up to being participating in a direct care worker who works with several other people at the same time. So we'll see where that goes. And hopefully in 5 years she'll be working with someone on a regular basis to take her out into the community and find the fun things that she would like to enjoy in the community.
If Luke was here, he would say, follow him. He's extreme weather. He wants followers. It's all about being on. He puts together. He's taught himself how to go on and make these little videos of himself and following the weather of the day. Extreme weather coming your way, and he will tell you what's happening in your area. So follow him. He would love it. It's extreme weather. Yes, he's on YouTube.
Awesome.
Yes. So thank you for those followers that are already there. He loves it.
Thanks for letting us know. We'll have to join. So I think, unless there's anybody else that has any questions for Braxton, Jackson, or Lorna, I think that's all that we have questions for you guys, unless there's, did I miss anyone? Oh, sorry. Priscilla's question is, as you know, your kids are transitioning, what are some challenges that you think that you've faced? As far as parents' side, and then Braxton, I guess you can answer this on your end on things that you found challenging, you know, as you were growing up and transitioning through, you know, school and stuff.
Well, for me, growing up, going to school was challenging. You know, I'm a visual learner, and back when I was in school, they wanted everybody to learn one way, and that was either their way or the highway, you know, so everybody doesn't learn that way. So I had to, you know, figure out my own way and tweak it a little bit, so I finally made it. You know, getting out on my own was tough. Adulting, that's really difficult, still is, but had some challenges that made it though, you know, still there are, so.
I guess for me, the hardest challenge was when he turned 18. We took his we have guardianship. So having to go to the court and, you know, petition the court for guardianship, and then that was a very emotional and difficult time for me. And then, you know, and I said this earlier, when Jack was younger and I would go somewhere, I could see all the kids his age and younger, and I was totally fine. But once I saw older kids with problems, I would just lose it, have to leave the room. You know, it was so upsetting to me because I didn't want that reality of what was going to be. And then as he would age up, I could handle, you know, the kids his age, and, you know, now he's 21, and it's the finality. So I guess with him turning 18 and having to do the guardianship, it was like that.
Create our lives around what she could do, and so that's why we put an office space for her, and you should see her office space. It is full of crayons and coloring books, and everyone comes into our office building and they say, oh, I want that office space. So my advice is just to think about transition always, even if it's just a little bit at a time, because then that'll make the transition easier as it comes.
Good. So I wanted to say that, so when we put together this panel, we had, had some people lined up, months and months and months in advance, but I also wanted to include anybody. If your child is over the age of 21, Holly Catherine is here. So if there's anything that you want to say or you want to include that you feel like things that she enjoys, if you want to tell us more about her, if there's anybody that would like to, that we missed, that we weren't able to have on the panel, because if we had everybody that was planning to come over the age of 21, we would have had 12 people here. So if you want to tell us a little about her, yeah.
Well, it's more about the transition process. What I found very frustrating is that the people in the schools, they don't really even understand how the Medicare waiver programs work. So they were cutting her down day by day, like for this many weeks we'll do 5 days a week, then we'll do 3 days a week. Well, it takes the state 30 days when you change your program, and the teachers didn't even know that. So I found that a little frustrating. That's their profession. I felt like they should have been more aware of stuff like that. So don't be afraid to, call your class, whoever your DSA or your CA, whatever, if you do consumer driven, you really should get a good idea of how long things take in the transition process as you're transitioning. So it was a frustrating thing because Catherine ended up at home a lot because we were waiting for all the paperwork to get through.
So Holly, can you tell?
Oh, yeah. Catherine is 22. She aged out of her school program this year. And she loves horseback riding. She loves YouTube, so we will definitely be getting on extreme weather. And, just like our kids are all so similar in so many ways. And, I can say that she's a lot like a lot of kids here. So, but she's generally very happy, and I'm glad that she's not aggressive and things like that. But she's still like, we've been turned down by 3 day apps because they want a specific type, right? So it's been tough, and she's been bored. In the pandemic, I think, in everybody in our household, it was the hardest on her because she doesn't want to sit at home. She wants to do stuff. So, anyways, that's why we're here. Yeah, a lot of them have really long waiting lists. Yeah. Oh yeah, we have.
Yeah, so Ashley was making a point that in a lot of states they have really long waiting lists. So it's better to jump on board now before because it could take years for someone to get their name brought up on a waiting list. So her suggestion and advice was to do it early, so then that way you're not waiting in the end. So I think I just want to close out with this last question. We had a lot of good questions getting to know you guys. We had a lot of emotional questions. So ending on a positive note, this will be our last question, and then if other people have questions they want to ask each other. So there's a lot of people here that are newly diagnosed, or they have young children that just got a diagnosis. Our daughter Emily got her diagnosis when she was 1.5 years. She's almost 7 now. We went to our first meetup when she was almost 2. And I can't tell you how much all of you guys have encouraged us and helped us, and knowing you're not alone is like the greatest feeling that you'll ever have. So if this is your first meetup, I guarantee by the end of the weekend, you'll be waiting for the next one. So, Braxton, I know you said you had a lot of challenges in your life. What is something that you could tell all of us that could encourage us as we move forward, because you got your diagnosis pretty late in life. So I know your life has probably changed a little bit since that time, but what is something that you can tell us that we can look forward to, or something that can encourage us? And the same thing goes for, Christy and Amy. What is some encouraging words that you could share with us and give with us as we close out our, hi Jackson, you want to say hi? He's just been dying to have a chance up here. How old are you? Do you know where you live? Oh, there's mommy, daddy, and brother. Thank you. So I'll hand it off to you, Braxton, and we'll close out this panel with this question. If there's anybody else that has anything they want to say or ask, or bring up, then we can do that after you guys are done.
One thing I could say to all of you, no matter your kids, what limitations they might have, never hold them back. Always encourage them. One thing my mom did for me, so even with the autism diagnosis when I was younger, she never held me back. Always encouraged me to follow my dreams.
I guess I would just say you're your child's advocate. You're their voice. So, even if you're headbutting the doctors, you know what they need to be done, and just, don't give up.
Lorna wants to say, just fly and be happy like Peter Pan.
Looks like Jackson has something else he wants to say.
Uh-oh, you might not get that back.
Back to the front.
Thank you. Okay, let's give it up. A round of applause for Braxton, Jackson, and Christy.